This is KGW News at sunrise.
So I was ducking as I was driving away. That bullet was about 3 inches away from my head.
Yeah, this local security guard shot at while on duty. It's one of several we've heard about just in the last few weeks. Why it's making it really difficult to recruit for an already dangerous job.
Also, 1 week from tomorrow, the World Athletics Championships take over Hayward Field in Eugene, and some students from the U of O will be there to cover the event. Devin Haskins will join us live here at 5:15 with more on this opportunity for journalism students to collect real job experience and a paycheck.
And we are celebrating National Ice Cream Month at Ice Cream Renaissance in Vancouver. Yes, they are up early for us, getting the shop ready, getting the ice cream ready to scoop. We'll have much more from Vancouver throughout sunrise this morning.
I am not familiar with that particular ice cream operation, but I'd like to become familiar.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been there.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, it's kind of quaint. You need warm weather to really get into ice cream, at least I do.
Sounds like it's not going to be bad today, though.
Today's 79, but back up into the 80s this weekend, and we'll get the bright sunshine this weekend coming as well. You know, what is today? July 7th, is that right? We haven't hit 80 yet this month, and I don't think we do it today either. We have some light showers up around Astoria. We have weakening thunderstorms, the back end of that trail now up in Washington. Otherwise, we're dry, and we have some breaks in the cloud cover early this morning from the Wells Fargo building. We're at 62. It's still going to be a humid day out there. It's a day with a spotty shower chance, but generally across our region, we are expecting it to stay dry. 72 at noon, partly cloudy skies, and to Nina's point, 79. Not too bad this afternoon for a high temperature, guys.
All right, more from Rod coming up in about 8 minutes, but right now we want to get to our top news story this hour. It's the deadly shooting that happened late last night in Portland. Police tell us a woman was shot and killed around 11 p.m. on Northeast 148th and Burnside. A man also suffered minor injuries in this shooting and was taken to the hospital. Police haven't made any arrests yet. They say the suspect or suspects left the scene before officers got there. Because of that shooting, Max Blue Line service is disrupted this morning. TriMet says shuttle buses are taking riders between the Gateway Transit Center and Cleveland Avenue.
Well, with Portland's shortage of police officers, a lot of businesses have hired private security, but now attacks against those security guards are on the rise. In just the last few weeks, 2 have been shot at, another punched in the face.
So these recent attacks are obviously making it even harder to recruit new people for the job. KGW's Alma McCarty spoke with one local security guard who says a bullet narrowly missed him while he was working last weekend.
Having been a security guard for about 4 years, Calvin Reynolds tells me he knows the risks involved.
It's something I get to do for the community.
But what happened early in the morning, July 3rd, was unexpected and alarming.
I took a corner. I saw a guy hop out a white Audi for no reason, reached for his waistband, shot 2 shots. I ducked, I hauled past it, and then he ran across the street and fired more.
He counted 6 shots fired on Northeast Rodney Avenue, one of those bullets nearly hitting him.
One bullet went through the passenger side window and lodged itself in the windshield right in front of me. So I was ducking as I was driving away. That bullet was about 3 inches away from my head.
Reynolds says this isn't even the first time. He's been shot at before, another time in Northeast and once in Vancouver.
You get kind of not, I won't say used to it. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing better.
And his most recent experience isn't the only recent case of violence against security guards. On June 26th, on this block of Southeast Division Street, Portland police say a suspect shot a security guard in the chest after a scuffle for the guard's handgun. Luckily, his ballistic vest prevented the bullet from injuring him. Then, on Wednesday, officers say a woman being escorted out of a business near Pioneer Place Mall punched a security guard in the face, then threw a cup of coffee at her. As for the most recent shooting,
it's hard to prepare for an ambush, which is what this was. And I don't think there's any amount of preparation you can do for something like this.
Mark Mercer is Reynolds' boss, owner of Eclipse Security.
This is the first time I've ever had this happen to me or to one of my staff. We certainly have had our confrontations with people, but I will say that it seems like within the last 3-4 years, things have gotten extremely hostile.
He says an uptick in violent incidents is making it much more difficult to find qualified candidates for this line of work.
It's extremely difficult. People don't want to go out there and confront people. They don't want to challenge people. They don't want to engage people. Nobody wants to put a uniform and badge on because they turn into a target.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Crime and homelessness are pushing many downtown Portland offices to pack up and leave. One example, the Mason Airmen building at Northwest Everett and 5th, right in the middle of Old Town. It's back on the market just 2 years after it sold for $25 million. The company that owns the building says tenants don't feel safe going to work, and without help from the city and police, the company is concerned it may have to make decisions on the 7 other buildings it owns throughout the city.
We just feel let down by the city of Portland. We didn't realize that the city would ignore the public safety concerns as long as they did.
We also talked to a representative from Pacific Northwest Research. He says there are currently 30 office buildings for sale in the urban core. Vacancies overall have increased 80% since 2019.
Let's get to a few more of this morning's local headlines. The man accused of holding his mother hostage in Southeast Portland Monday has been identified. Police say 58-year-old Billy Waits faces a list of charges, including first-degree kidnapping and assault. Officers responded to a call for a welfare check around noon on Monday at Southeast 105th and Bush Street. They say Waits was holding his mother hostage with a semi-automatic rifle. They brought in negotiators who were able to convince him to surrender after about 4 hours. Gresham police released the name of the man who was shot and killed last Friday at a MAC station. He's 43-year-old Lucian Thibodeau. The shooting happened around 5 o'clock in the morning, again last Friday, at the MAC station on Burnside and Southeast 162nd. Investigators are asking anyone with information that may lead to an arrest to contact Gresham police. And we also have sad news from the Portland Trailblazers. Former head coach Mike Schuler has died at the age of 81. His cause of death has not yet been released. Schuler coached the Blazers from 1986 to 1989 and was named NBA Coach of the Year following his very first season when he guided the team to a record of 49 wins and 33 losses. And those are some of this morning's local headlines.
Okay, we want to show you some really cool pictures that are getting a lot of attention on social media right now in the Midwest. Look at the green skies over Sioux Falls, South Dakota on Tuesday. It looks like Wizard of Oz weather or something, right?
Emerald City.
So the National Weather Service says this is really just all optics. You combine a late evening sky, kind of with that reddish color, and a thunderstorm with lots of moisture scattering blue lights. And back to our primary colors, you get green skies. They say it's a typical warning sign the storm will produce very large hail. But wow, look at all those pictures. Pretty cool, Rod.
Are you telling me if I was standing there live in person, that's what the sky would have looked like? That wasn't altered in any way, shape, or form by those photos?
No, that looks realistic to me.
No filter.
People often report that color with tornadoes, and of course, what's often a precursor to tornadoes? Hail, which they mention at that. But you get these storm formations, and it produces different angles of the sunlight through the water droplets of the clouds than you typically see.
Kind of like a rainbow, how we would see a rainbow, but it's just green. So that's very cool. I've never seen that before.
That's colorful talk for a Thursday morning,
isn't
it?
It is.
Yeah.
Do you have any green on your radar this morning?
I do not. I don't even have green socks on. All right, here's a look at, I had to check to make sure.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the rain totals. I was really impressed with the rain totals yesterday. We had a chance of rain in the forecast, remember, but I did not see or expect that we would have hours of rain just channeling up the I-5 corridor yesterday morning, which we did. And the rain totals for this time of the year were quite impressive. I mean, for July, this was a heck of a good soak on your garden or your lawn. Troutdale 3100s led the way, and all the way down into Salem, it was still measurable at 8/100ths of an inch of rain. Typically, the entire month of July averages about 1/2 of an inch. But, you know, any measurable rainfall in the months of July and August is a treat because we can go both of those months with no rain, just a trace. All right, upper level low, it's still there. It should dissolve until you get out of here during the day today. So it's really weakening. Thunderstorms last night. You folks in the gorge watching us, you know what I'm talking about. You had some heavy showers around the Parkdale area, then it moved up through Hood River County and crossed up into Washington, still producing lightning outside of Wenatchee this morning. Otherwise, radar still picking up just a little bit of light rain up around Astoria. With all of that said, and that low weakening, today's one of those days where the rain chance is not completely zero, but we think overall it's going to be a dry day. We have some early morning breaks in the cloud deck from the Wells Fargo building. 62 is the temperature out right now. Still going to be a humid day. We've been that way. Dew points way up into the high 50s, and that's the case again today. Over in Bend, 59. You folks watching us out in Pendleton, 67 is the early morning number. Here comes Portland 7-day. Clouds to sun are kind of mostly cloudy to partly cloudy today, 79. Winds will be on the light side, mainly dry, and then no rain chances as we go into the weekend. And finally, we'll start to warm back up with sunshine, 82 Saturday, 86 Sunday. Still going a couple of 90-degree days to start next week on Monday and Tuesday. Some of the models all of a sudden are going, well, maybe it could be 90 again on Wednesday, but most of them still start to cool us down. Mr. Carney, sir?
That looks like a real summer forecast.
It does.
All right, Rod. Here's what's coming up next on Sunrise. Students at the University of Oregon will be members of the working press next week. It's a fine role, I'll tell you. This is all when the World Athletics Championships kick off in Eugene. It's a chance to cover one of the biggest track and field events in the world, and a chance to make a little money, too. We'll have more on this coming up in 2.5 minutes.
Are you a member of the working press?
I'm a member of the working press.
Frightening people. Okay, the school supply drive is returning to KGW. It kicks off next month, but we need your help to get ready. So sign up your organization. We're going to send you a collection kit so you can help collect school supplies for your district. Last year, we collected enough for 15,000 kids.
Yeah.
Just go to kgw.com/school for all the details.